going. It don't stop.
Hey,
Magic number. Ow.
oh.
My bad. I had to back that off.
Oh, hold on. Where's my intro?
Oh, here we go. A, C, D, E, D, E. Oh.
Oh my God, we're here, people. We're back with another one. We're back with another one.
Another one. Hey, should I like take my shirt off and do my
No.
do my DJ Khaled?
No. You save that for a Patreon. Please save that. Save that for the non-public. Like let people pay at their own risk for that.
Woo.
Another one. Who am I? Petey Pup. I'm not from North Carolina.
Oh my God, what's going on, y'all? We at it again. The go ahead is back. And as usual, a lot of sports and a lot of stuff. A lot of sports, a lot of stuff.
Lot of stories.
But before we kick off on the junk, the stuff, I ain't gonna call it junk. It is what it is.
It's entertainment, I tell you that.
Man, some of this stuff is really entertaining. Some of this stuff. Oh my gosh.
Seen some things, man, and some stuff week.
So let's get to it. It's March, y'all. It's March. It's that time of year again where everybody wants to fill out bracket, 68 teams, and none of us get any of them right, hardly. I mean, it's
no one got any of that money from Warren Buffett's basement, man. They're never gonna get it.
Never gonna get it.
They're never gonna get it.
Never gonna get it. But it's that time of year, we're all for it. We're all for it. The men's bracket, So did you watch Selection Sunday?
I watched parts of it. I did not watch the whole thing. I was yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I tried watching it, and then I was watching Jay Billis's "My Bracket Is Yours," and then the program just disinterested me. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just being
Jay
honest.
Billis is just trying to lead people to the promised land with the bracket.
Look, I got respect for Jay Billis, but it was just, man, that was boring to watch.
Has Jay ever been close? No. I don't think he's ever been close, in the ballpark.
I mean,
he might have the team that actually either makes it to the finals or wins the finals, but the path of everybody else is just jacked. It's just jacked. And Jay's like, oh well, that's the bracket. That's March.
Okay. Who has worse takes? Jay Billis when it comes to the NCAA, or Paul Pierce when he's talking about himself?
I'm gonna go with Paul on that one, man. I'm gonna go with Paul when he's talking, when he refers to the Boston Celtics of old as him. I'm gonna go with Paul on this one. It's never when we. It's when I took the floor, I knew. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. The Boston Pierce is up in here.
Okay, and then like I saw something earlier today, which would also maybe bring this up was I guess he took a shot at Richard Jefferson. Talk about like Richard Jefferson guarding him back in the day was like an easy 40 for him or whatever, and then Richard Jefferson had to come out and say, hey, in case you didn't notice, like we played against y'all like 8 times. I mean, no, we played against y'all 10 times and we won 8 of those, including sweeping y'all in the playoffs. And I don't think Paul had 40 in any of those games against Richard Jefferson. Maybe it was like a moral 40 points. Like his ego got 40 points. Like
it might have felt like 40.
His ego FICO score got 40. Like I got a 40 points.
Maybe it felt like 40. Some of them games, they it feels like 40. Like you ever watched a game and you're like, dang, he going off. Gotta have like 40, and then the stats come up and he's got like 22. But it just looks and it feels like 40 because every time
it's just like he can't be stopped.
Yeah, but he's only got 22. It just felt like 40 to Paul, I guess. I don't know. I mean, to me, that the W's are what count. So if you only won 8 of those 10 that Richard Jefferson was talking about,
yeah, like you, yeah, and then that's the thing too. Is like, regardless of your individual performance, bro, you lost. Yeah, Richard Jefferson got a ring around this. You feel me? Like,
well,
I'm not saying that he didn't, but I'm just saying, like, if you go talk about Richard Jefferson, he got a ring on you.
Yeah, I'm about to say on you. He got a ring on you. Did you get a ring on him?
No. By the time you got a ring, he was 1 foot out the door.
Yeah.
Wait, Richard Jefferson was. I think he was. I
think it was in Udonis Haslem mode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he was pretty much done. Like, I'm collecting a check and I want to be a voice in the locker room, and that's it. That was it. He didn't want to have nothing to do with the court.
Yeah, he can't get that call. I'm sorry. Just saying he's an easy 40s.
What a disrespect.
When you didn't get an easy 40. But Paul, I don't, like I said, if I looked like earlier, I don't think I saw a 40-point game. I was quick searching too. I was also at work. So, I could have missed something. Just saying.
I could have missed a 4, but
somewhere.
Could have missed it. But nah, I highly doubt. Even if he did get 40, that's irrelevant because you like Richard Jefferson said, you lost, bro.
So yeah, what
good is that? What good is 40
in the hell, bro?
Yeah. And he got the ring on you. So even if you had 40 in that final game,
you still didn't get the ring. You won the battle and lost the war, and you're happy. You proud of that? Like,
but that's Paul. Look, come on, that's Paul. That's the. Wait a minute. I was about to say that's the truth, but is it really?
All right.
Is it really? Is it really the truth?
Paul Pierce is one of my generation's best scorers. I'll say that. He's had some great moments. I will say that. I didn't say he was. I said he's one of the best scorers. I'm not gonna say one of the best players.
He is also the greatest faker.
Yeah.
He's the greatest faker.
He faked a whole injury, got a wheelchair just to go boo boo.
Man, just to. I mean, really?
Relieved himself, got back on that court. You could tell he felt like a new man.
Oh my God.
Everybody thought he went in the back and got a cortisol shot or something. Yeah. No.
I was like, this is man, Paul is hurt. He had to be wheeled out. No.
Yeah, he felt like a new man because he dropped a couple pounds.
Oh my God. Paul Pierce.
You could you call it faking. I call it strategizing, okay? The man got a second wind out of that. All right.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he got a couple of wins, huh? He came back and, like he said, he was couple pounds lighter.
Yeah, have you ever been at the gym and you've been lifting weights for sets and then you like, oh man, I can't get this, and then you take like 5 pounds off, and then you just oh, I got this.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that was that equivalent right there.
So I was like you. I watched most of it, and I got this strange feeling of watching. I'm talking about the men's bracket. Mm-hmm. Like you, I was bored. Like I think this is the first year I can honestly say I'm more excited
about the women's
for
bracket,
the women's tournament than the men's.
Yep,
said it.
Also, shouts out to Norfolk State. You feel me? Behold the green and gold. No, I did not go there, but I know people who did. You feel me? Shouts to them, HBCUs, MEAC schools, and all that. You feel me? Like, I mean, Norfolk, it's against South Carolina, but
still, I mean, you know
what? Hold the green and gold. All right, y'all made it. Shouts to the ladies.
You know, for those who don't know, Norfolk State is an HBCU. Let's be honest. When's the last time you saw an HBCU on television? Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Congratulations, ladies.
On national television. Yeah. Oh man.
You are going to be on national television. Now, I'm not about to predict an upset, y'all. No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is a time for HBCUs like Norfolk State for these ladies to come out here and represent. I mean, give it your all, ladies. I'm rooting for you. You know what? It would be amazing to see an upset. Will we see it? Nah, because them South Carolina Gamecocks.
Look, man, I'm just happy to see them getting some light. You know, as a attendee, a former attendee of an HBCU. You know, I get it. Like, I remember when I was at school, like we got nationally televised. This was when Blake Griffin was at Oklahoma. Yeah. Now, can you imagine, like, trying to watch it, but it's like it was like 96 to like 40, bro. It was like, oh my gosh, man. Like, I mean, look, hey, man. Anyway,
but at least at least you made it. You know, at least the team made it. We got worked, but we were on national television. That's the only time we're gonna make it. So, hats off to them.
Well, I have a question. Since we're on this bracket, how do you feel about your guys, man? How do you feel about the guys?
Okay, by guys, you mean?
Yeah.
My North Carolina Tar Heels.
Which, I mean, hey, look, don't get me wrong. I am a Carolina fan also, but I'm more of a UD fan than anything. So, like, when it comes to college,
they didn't make it.
They also did not make it. I am disappointed. I will take that. But hey,
I am more disappointed in the Flyers than I am the Tar Heels this year, because they were there. It's like they gave up against VCU. It was like they were like, we have nothing left. And I'm like, you were right that they had to win to get in. Bottom line, they had to win the finals. The final.
Yeah, they had to.
And it's like they just gave up in that. I was kind of disappointed. I really wanted to see them in the tournament, but shouts out to VCU.
But a large part. Well, the thing is like they're still UD still relative. Like the Flyers are still relatively like a young team, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of sophomores. They got and so like with the core that they have, they're going to come back and, with this experience, even though, I think hopefully, going into next year, looking back at the disappointments that have happened this year, because there are, that Rhode Island game.
There's
a few games during the regular season that
they left a lot of meat on the bone.
Left me burnt up for like 2 days after.
Those are the signs of a young team. They don't know how to put it all together. But like I said, next year, they should be interesting to see, because those guys are all. I wonder if they're going to make a move, because there's a lot of players entering the portal. It's like the portal's the hot thing in the NCAA. It's like everybody's like, I ain't playing, I'm going on the portal. I didn't start, I'm going. You're a freshman. I don't care. I'm going in the portal.
They won. they want their faces seen. I mean, obviously, you know, you want to go somewhere and you've been a top recruit. You was the man in high school. You want to feel like the man. I mean, a lot of these cats want spots that they can't earn because, like, you know, there's better talent there. It just is what it is. You got to work for it. And you know, you could go somewhere else and be a star, or you could stay there and ride the bench and see how it plays out. And
the whole thing I don't like about the portal is, though, it's like you said, that, you know, these guys are used to being the man in high school. They get to college. It's a different story. What's going to happen when you go to the pros? Because I'm going to tell you, you get to the NBA, they're going to be like, I don't care what you work. You know, they're going to be like, rookie, I don't care what you work. I don't care what you work.
Until you become a superstar or until you establish it, then no, nobody.
Yeah,
you're mute. You're mute.
You're finished. The thing that ticked me off about the Tar Heels, I think, I get it, but I'm really, it irritated me. Of course, they got an NIT invite, and they elected not to go. I get it. However, it gave the perception of, screw it, we just want this season to be over.
Yeah.
I get disappointment, but I mean, it seems like they could have went out fighting, and they didn't. They were like, screw it. Which leads me to believe that these jokers quit mid-season.
Yeah, there's something internal with that, like with the team. I'm not going to say that's a team thing right there. Like, they may be missing like a level of chemistry or something in that locker room that's just not putting it together. Because when you have, like, we talked about this. I think we've talked about this the last 2 episodes. When you have a team that was literally this close to winning a national title, and you get the core of that team back, and then on top of that, you get some players from the transfer portal. You add some extra talent in there. You add some talent in there, right? You would think that you could get. I'm not saying that you should. I mean, they were projected number 1 at the beginning.
You expect to make the tournament.
Exactly. You expect to make the tournament. Yeah. Now, how deep of a run? Whatever, right? But at the very least,
at least make the tournament. For you to start the season as the overall, not the consensus, the overall, number 1, and for you to finish not getting in the tournament is baffling. I'm like, the only guy that showed up was Pete Nance. Now, there were reports that Love and RJ Davis weren't seeing eye to eye, and I don't know how true that is, but I'm like, come on, you bring back 4 or 5 starters, your bench is pretty much intact, and you can't make the tournament?
Yeah, on paper that looks crazy.
And then for Armando Bacot to come out after a loss and say, you know what, tomorrow we're going to practice, and if you want to be here, show up. If not, don't. That said bounds. That, like, something was going on, and he basically said, if you want to be here, don't. I mean, you want to be here, show up. If not, deuces.
That's something that someone says when there's a serial lack of effort and it's noticeable.
Yeah.
Like it's a serial lack of effort. It's been consistent. You just, whatever your attitude is, because however you feel, or you feel like you're not, whatever, don't know who it is, don't know what it, but that is consistent with words of somebody who's been witnessing a lack of effort or a lack of, like, you know, trying to engage as a teammate, you know, and when you have something like that going on in a locker room, then it's going to be hard to really, like, make runs or strive for anything that's like, go ahead, collapse the whole thing right now. Why go to the NIT when we can't even get along right now?
Yeah, I'm wondering what's going to happen, because I'm pretty sure Love is going to go enter the draft. I'm pretty sure he's not ready, but he's going to enter the draft. Not sure about RJ Davis. Not sure about Armando Bacot, because he has a year of eligibility because of the COVID year. Yeah. I'm not sure if so everybody's like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
I'd like to see Love go G League, though.
The G League?
I would like to see him go G League. I mean, I know he's probably going to, like, elect for the draft, but I would like to, as like the last, like, maybe 2 years or so, like I've started to have like a little more, not necessarily respect, but I guess appreciation for the G League, because they're starting to put out more talent into the league. Actually, like before, I mean, the G League was supposed to be. I mean, we all knew like when the G League was the D League. You feel me? It was everybody knew it was like it was supposed to be the developmental league to get you to that next step, but you never really heard about anybody getting to that next step. It was like, oh, if you heard about anybody that was on the bench or something getting relegated to the G League, you probably never hear from them again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So like I have an appreciation for the G League and the fact that so a lot of these teams, or some of these teams, are starting to be like have the ability to develop talent better and actually get a lot of these players, for at least from what I'm seeing, called up more often.
Yeah, I think it gives them at least a good year. Some of these guys need more than that. I would love to see Love go to the G League. I mean, he has the body, and he has the I want to use the right word, skill set. What he does not have is, I think, an understanding of the game.
IQ. Mm-hmm.
And I think he needs to get around. First of all, he needs someone to, I'm going to say it, Draymond, if you're listening, he needs someone probably. It's just, man, you can't tell me as Hubert Davis, you can't tell me that he didn't pull him aside and say, listen, yes, you're talented. Yes, I know you can shoot the three, but you don't have to rely on it every game. Get the ball to the cup. You're strong enough. You're fast enough. You're talented enough.
Tough enough.
Right. And he just refused to do it.
Tough enough to give. But that's because, like, I mean, hey, like, he obviously has league aspirations, and everybody knows it's becoming it's a shooters league, right? And you got, hey, I understand you got to crawl before you walk, right? And so you got to show that you have some type of a full game before you start doing. Look, the thing about it is Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard can go to Houston to shoot that many threes, right? But everybody know you might have to respect Dame if he put the ball on the ground, all right? If he put the ball on the floor and he start driving the lane, you're going to have to respect
him. You better respect him. You better respect him.
Like, so like, bro, toughen up. You better get in that paint. Like,
yeah, I don't know. It just seems all sorts of bad in Carolina.
We're also in the NIL era.
In the what?
The NIL era of college sports.
I hate to say this. I was all for the NIL. I was all for it because I was like, players, they need to get paid. And I still somewhat feel, but I see what the argument about it, against it. I see the validity in it now, because I just see these guys coming, and they don't care anything about the sport. They don't care anything about the team. It's all about them, what they can get, their branding, their marketing. I'm going to do 1 year and go to the pros. I'm like, man, the game is going to suffer now, I think. Like, really bad. And I'm like,
yeah, I was hoping that the NIL could help, like, especially, like, you know, these up-and-coming high schoolers. It's the social media era. You got this stuff, and it would help these, like, especially, like, with, like, kids going to, like, smaller schools. Maybe, like, not necessarily, like, maybe HBCU, some mid-major schools, something like that. They want to go there. They could still, like, with their brand, they could bring attention, which would just bring more money to them and the school. But, yeah, that's not about to happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're just looking at a bunch of... Oh man, the top fives. Oh man, those 5 conferences are about to.
Can you imagine coming to practice and you're one of those players that maybe didn't, you know, you're good enough to make the team, but you're not that guy, and you come to practice and you probably walked or caught a ride or whatever, and you get to practice, you're probably hungry. You know, you probably ate some ramen noodles and, cereal before you got there. Then this joker shows up in a freaking convertible BMW.
Or like, what's the name? Mikey Williams? That boy got a Lambo already, don't he?
Yeah, I'm like, this is craziness. How can the team gel like that? I mean, clearly, the guy that doesn't have is going to look at him like he thinks he's all that. And the guy that does have is going to think in his head, I am all that. And I really don't care because I'm rich.
Already.
I'm rich.
Already.
I wasn't expecting NIL deals to be that huge. I was thinking, maybe a little, something extra to put in the pockets, so they wouldn't go and steal crab legs or anything like that.
Yeah, or like Jordan sneakers.
Or glasses from.
Yeah, especially like from places out of the country.
Yeah, you know how that goes. Yeah, I'm not saying anybody did it because allegedly, not saying anybody did that. Allegedly, he didn't. He was just with somebody. Okay, anyway. All right, so the men's bracket. All right, so the playing game, which is going to be where? UD Arena.
Shouts to the home.
UD Arena. Yes, the first four played on the UD floor, which I wish UD could have maybe played on their home floor. But you know what? It's all good.
Those tickets would have sold out anyway.
You think?
What? Those UD season tickets sell out like that every year. Why you'd have thought they were in tournament and they at home? Consider it done. It would have been packed. You wouldn't have been able to. Man, you would not be able. Anything past downtown?
No, that's right. That's
Call
right.
You want to go to Brown Street? No, not today, son.
Man,
gotta find Smash Burger somewhere else, bro.
I hope they make it next year. We might have to catch the game.
Yeah.
I hope they make it next year. And
yeah. If they get to play in at home, that would be
crazy. Or even get a high enough seed where, and I'm not saying a number 1 or 2 or 3, but I'm saying a high enough seed where they're the best, maybe number 5 or 6 in the bracket, the 5 or 6 seed, and they stick them, something like, something close to Dayton. But if they play in the play-in, that's a wrap. Yeah, that's a wrap. They're in.
Yeah,
they're in because if people don't know, Dayton Flyer, UD Arena gets.
It rattles. Okay, it rattles. It gets so real in there. All right.
Yeah.
All right, from the nosebleeds, from season ticket holders,
yeah,
to the nosebleeds, it's loud.
Yeah,
it is loud. It's packed. That's an arena. Okay,
man,
that is a whole arena. All right, like look. I don't know many places, but like I remember when the Bobcats were the Bobcats, right? When the Charlotte Bobcats became a thing, the Charlotte Bobcats and the Cavs played a game at UD Arena. And this is when LeBron was in Cleveland. Yeah. So you got LeBron playing against Emeka Okafor. Who else was on that team? It was a couple other, like, it was another cat from like Carolina on there. There was a couple. Either way, it was a new team. Gerald Henderson, all those cats, right?
Yeah, shout out to Gerald Henderson. Used to be that dude.
Yeah,
you never hear about him, but Gerald Henderson.
Okay, he was a problem. Put some respect on his name.
For real. Trying to figure out why we don't hear more of that dude. But anyway,
he didn't get the respect, man. Like what I don't understand. Like, okay, even who else I feel like? Well, Darren Williams. Nobody talks about Darren Williams anymore.
No. Nope.
But if you were paying attention during the Darren Williams era, you
he was a
kind
monster.
of understand why. He was a beast. He was a beast. He was also kind of like his personality was probably the issue. Well, that and I mean him, and George Karl. Okay, never mind. Anyway,
again, okay, yeah. If you're penalizing him for his attitude.
Well, I'm not penalizing him. I'm saying like the perception of his attitude.
Yeah, I'm talking about the media. Like I said, it's like he's faded into non-existence. Like I'm like, dude, this cat might have been when he was playing. I'll say he was maybe the second best point guard that was on the floor,
Man,
or in the league at that time.
I mean, let's talk about Darren Williams was coming out of Illinois. Him and D Brown.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So why is I guess that's a good question. Why is he? Because he is eligible, right? He's got to be eligible. How long is?
I would hope so.
Gotta be eligible.
I would hope so. And I would really hope that he would be eligible, like for real.
But I mean, I don't think I've heard of his name on a ballot. I know it wasn't on. Was it on this year? I didn't hear about it being on this year.
He may not be first ballot, but you gotta put some. In the words of Birdman, you gotta put some respect on his name.
I don't know, but that's the NBA. I mean, that's the media. Actually, it's not really the NBA. It's the media. If the media likes you, if you're a darling, then they'll sing your praises. They'll sing your name over and over and over, even if you haven't had the greatest career. Because, man, I don't want to throw shade at nobody who's in the hall, but there's a couple of in the hall. there's a couple of them. I mean, if there are a couple of names in the hall that you're like, well, if that joker got in, I know Darren Williams should be in. But neither here nor there. All right. Anyway, Southeast Missouri State, Texas A&M, Pitt. Let me tell you something. I know Pitt was in the ACC. This was a down year for the ACC. I'm shocked. Number one, I'm shocked Pitt got in. Number two, I'm shocked that they're an 11 seed. Clearly thought if they got in, they were
14 maybe.
Oh boy, 14, 15. But for them to,
I could see 14. Yeah. Between 13, yeah.
I don't see 11. I can tell you that much. I don't see 11 at all. And the whole argument is, well, it's a play-in. Yeah, it's a play-in at the 11 slot, not the 16.
Yeah, it's like when we started getting into the NBA playoffs, right? The play-ins are not you're not playing in to get the 6 seed.
No, no, you're playing in to get 7 and 8.
Yeah, so you're not playing in to get this. You feel me? Like you're not getting jumped into the middle of the bracket once you were just at the bottom of. Come on, now that doesn't make sense.
None at all. It's like you're playing an extra game, and you've got to play an extra game to jump in the middle of the bracket. That is crazy.
I feel like the NCAA
13, 14, and 15 are like, oh, glad we weren't seated high.
Yeah, but I feel like the NCAA is just, and I get it. You want to make the tournament interesting. You want to try to keep people. I feel like there's just like y'all watching too much anime, bro. This is an anime level plot twist right here. You can't tell me it ain't. This is like, here we go. Here I go. This is like. This is like Record of Ragnarok when Zeus decided that he was just going to. Nah, this is mine.
Oh my god.
Yeah. When he told dang, who was it? Mudra? Yeah. No, not Mudra. It was Shiva. Yeah, when he told Shiva, like, nah, this ain't yours. This mine now.
This mine.
This not your fight. This my fight. Plot twist. The old man got to go fight Adam now.
Oh my god. And almost got work. But that's a whole nother.
Whole nother topic.
He did work. He did get work.
Adam was giving him those monos. Adam was giving him those monos.
Some work in. Golly. If y'all haven't caught it, Record of Ragnarok. You're in the anime. If you're in the anime, you gotta watch it on Netflix. But anyway, Farley Dickinson. There's one of those names that I don't know. Every tournament you hear that name. You're like, I don't even look.
Know where they are.
I was gonna say, where's Farley Dickinson at?
I'm about to look. Where
are they? No shade. I just don't know. Like, where in the world? They're going to take on Texas Southern and Nevada and Arizona State. That one should be a good one. Now, I know that's the out of the 4, that Nevada and Arizona State game should be
a good game. That should be a good game.
That should be a good game, man.
Farley Dickinson is in Madison, New Jersey. Well, Madison, New Jersey.
Oh.
Would have never known.
Oh. New Jersey? Oh. No. I was leaning more towards Illinois, Utah.
Yeah, I thought it was like a Midwestern, like probably like, oh yeah, I was maybe Wyoming. I don't know.
Oh my, yeah, I'd have definitely got that wrong. Now I wouldn't even been close. They'd have been like, bro,
I was like West Virginia. I don't know.
You in the whole wrong region. I'm like, my bad. I'm like, dude, you're from the other side of the map or something. Nah. I wouldn't have got that one.
So if we moving west, the baby's going to Farley Dickinson. It's in New Jersey. Oh,
it's just the name. I
might have bought a house in Nevada.
All right, so there's another Howard.
Shouts out to the MEAC HBCUs. We in here.
Shouts out to the HBCU.
Shouts to Howard.
Actually,
and they had a pretty decent season this year, so shouts to them. And they put it. All right, man. They put it together. I ain't mad at it. I
think their season comes to an end on on Thursday.
I mean, it is Kansas.
At least you made it. Yeah. At least you made it. Out of these games that you see, which one do you think is going to be the most enjoyable, the most entertaining?
The most entertaining. College at Charleston, San Diego State.
Ooh. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, okay, mine wasn't that far off. Mine wasn't that far off. I was gonna say I am interested in Furman in Virginia. I'm that close to calling for an upset. Furman over Virginia.
Yeah.
Virginia has not. The second half of the season, they didn't look good, especially towards the tail end, towards the tournaments.
What was with that? It was like, you can't. I don't want to say it because it's not like, oh, they got figured out. It was just like, no, like it was just like you turned around and it's like it just fell apart. And it's just like, is something off? Like, what happened?
I mean, to put it in perspective, they lost to North Carolina.
Yeah. That.
What? I mean, they did win in the tournament, but they dropped one. They dropped one to Carolina, and it was not like one of those.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like a close game.
Yeah. Like Carolina actually looked good against them, and I'm like,
Virginia didn't have a whole lot of anything to hold their head up about in that at all. At all. We had each other. Like, that's all you could say. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, now I gotta go and look at because that was not pretty.
It wasn't, and
that was not.
To be honest, the ACC didn't look pretty this year. The ACC did not look.
The ACC in general looks sloppy.
Yeah, I don't think Virginia is. I think they're a good team, but they're a good team who definitely can get beaten by a Furman. I really do. I think Furman crashes the boards, and that's pretty much Virginia's strength. They usually control the boards. If Furman can match them on the boards, I'm not saying beat them. If they can match them on the boards,
that's going to be a game. That's going to be a battle.
Virginia can be packing bags early. So I'm interested to see that. I am also interested in that number 12 versus number 5. Oral Roberts. Hear me out. Hold on.
No. Yeah, I get it, because Oral Roberts will sleep you.
Yes.
They have done it. I have seen it. They will sleep you.
Yes. And Duke is a very young squad, extremely young squad, who may not have a lot of tournament experience. And if Oral Roberts can get in there and, like you said, lullaby him, I mean, just get him to a point where they look up at the score and it's something crazy like 58-55, even if it's in Duke's favor and you've got like 2 minutes left, oh shoot. You're like, wait a minute.
Y'all looking like, okay, we got to figure out, we got to make sure we close this out. They looking like, hey, bro, let's hope we about to kill him.
Yeah, we've only got to outplay them for the next 2 minutes or so. Let's go. I can see them. I can see that being. I'm not saying that because I'm a Carolina fan. I just want y'all to know that I really do believe Oral Roberts. I do believe Oral Roberts can give Duke some problems. Are you a Houston? Are you a believer in Houston? I mean, of course, against Northern Kentucky, probably, but
I mean, Northern Kentucky, yeah, but no, and it's going to be the same problem that I have with Houston in football when they get ranked randomly. You're in a conference of nothing. I'm sorry. Like, look, you're in a conference of nothing. Yeah, you know what? You should kind of go deep because your whole team should be fresh legs.
Yeah. It's in a conference of nothing. I mean,
you're in the Seinfeld of conferences in the NCAA, okay? If you want, bro, you're not doing that. You're not, no. I don't have faith in Houston. You know what? I got faith in that they fresh. Oh man, no, they're not. No.
Interested to see how far they go. This slate of games, there's Kennesaw State.
I was about to say Kennesaw State might sleep Xavier. Just be honest.
I'm not a Xavier believer.
Kennesaw State. They're low key. They could be a matchup problem easily for Xavier.
Yeah, easily. Yeah. And I'm sorry. And what I was about to say was that NC State versus, I'm telling y'all, Creighton. Creighton is not to be trifled with. I don't know what you guys heard. I'm a little. They're 6 seed. Look, honestly, they easily could have been a 5. They very easily could have been a 5. I think they're underseeded, and I think those guys are going to go further in the tournament than we think. Yeah, I definitely get. And again, there's NC State there. I don't know. NC State. Okay, all right. They should have been in the NIT, or not in the NIT with their counterparts, North Carolina. They probably should have been there.
The American Athletic Conference. I'm just going to leave it at that, okay? Just going back to the Houston thing. The American Athletic Conference. I'm just going to leave it there. All right? You should be number 1, okay? That's all.
You're not giving them their justice. You're not giving them their credit that they deserve. I think you.
They're in a conference with SMU.
But
Tulane.
Anything can.
Eastern Carolina.
Okay. Anything can. Memphis.
South Florida.
Wait. Cincinnati.
Wichita State.
UCF.
That's just as bad as USF.
That's true. That is true.
Tulsa?
Memphis. I'm gonna just keep sticking with
The
Memphis.
next best team in your conference is Memphis.
I mean, Memphis.
Oh, okay. Let's just go by that. Let's take a trip. Let's just go into the ranking. Look, Houston's obviously number one in the AAC. Memphis is number 2.
Yeah.
Tulane is number 3. Cincinnati, Temple. No, come. It's a conference of nothing. It's Seinfeld, okay?
Hey, Temple finished 500. Okay, they were 16-16. So I don't know why I said that. That made me.
I was also confused.
They were 16-16.
They were 16-16. They finished.
They were just as good as they were bad. Okay, they were. they were right smack dab in the middle. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, you were 1 win ahead of Wichita State, who actually has a better overall record than you, just 1 game behind in conference wins.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they played. I mean, they did play Alabama, and they barely lost. They did lose, but they barely lost. I mean, I don't know. I'm really pulling at straws here, trying to give them their.
I mean,
I'm trying.
You lost to San Francisco. Alcorn State?
But it's a beautiful city.
Yeah, it is. But
it's a wonderful city.
So yeah, but they're in a conference that shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have happened. No, you lost to Alcorn State. You lost to Alcorn. Hey, I got respect for Alcorn, right? I do. I really do. But if you are in,
yeah, if you're number 1 seed, those are games you definitely. Yeah.
No. I don't have any. I wouldn't have faith in just about any team coming out of the American Athletic Conference to do a whole lot of anything in the tournament except for make it.
So I have a question. I got a question. The number 1 seed, the overall, Alabama. Do you believe in the number 1 overall?
No, because I've seen them get beat already.
Well,
everybody's gotten this year. Yeah, that's true. There isn't like a no, but the way I saw them get beat, the Oklahoma game.
Maybe it was a. You know,
if it happens once, it can happen again. This ain't lightning. That was not lightning.
But I mean, yeah, I can't. I'm not riding with Alabama either. You know what this year felt like on the men's side? It felt like, well, guys, we got to pick 4 teams to be number 1 seed. I mean,
there's got to be.
Yeah, we've got to. That's the way the bracket works. So we've got to have 4 teams.
This is how it works. But that's why it's like, okay, all right. So we got a problem with figuring out who the number 1s are. We got these play-ins. You know what? 11 seeds.
11.
We're gonna have. I mean, yes, we're gonna pick 4 random conference champions in Alabama, and then Those play-ins, we're gonna throw them right in the middle of the bracket.
Right in there.
We're just gonna skyhook them in there.
My thing is, and I could be wrong, but I'm hard pressed to remember a number 1 seed with 5 losses. Am I tripping? I'm sure there has been, but that's not a good look.
It's not a recipe. It's not exactly like what you would frame as a recipe for success, but you know, it could be. You know, it comes in different shades.
But I mean,
I'm just trying to be optimistic.
Not a number 1 overall with 5 losses
doesn't happen often. When's the last time? When's the last time? I can't think of the last time I've seen that. When's the last time you?
An overall? I don't recall an overall. Now we may have had a number 1 seed with 5 losses. That's not what I'm saying. We're talking about the overall was, Alabama, and they've lost 5 games, including that debacle to Oklahoma, which I mean, that right there. If you talk about the record and the eye test, that one didn't pass. It did not
exactly that. Like, and you can take any of those 5 losses, right? Okay, but if you look at that one specifically, that was a car wreck.
Yeah.
And look, if it happened once, it can happen again.
It can happen again. I don't know. I didn't even fill out a bracket this year because I'm like, I really don't know. I don't trust any of these dudes.
No,
if
I fill out a bracket, I'll just let it get randomized. Just
pick it for me.
Yep.
So the women, I'm a little more interested in because, man, I believe as the tournament goes on and on, you get down to that Sweet 16. It's gonna be some game. There's gonna be some games.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
some fight.
Whoa. Kicking off with Illinois and Mississippi State, Southern. There we go. HBCU, Southern and Sacred Heart. Again, another school. I don't know where Sacred Heart is.
I have no idea where Sacred Heart is, but I always hear about them.
I always do. I don't know. Purdue, St. John's, Tennessee Tech, and Monmouth. Looking at the first 8. Look, like we said, Norfolk State, we applaud you.
You made it. We made it.
Yes.
That's what counts.
But those girls in South Carolina, man. Look, Don Staley could probably take the floor still and show out. So I mean, South Carolina is just different. Honestly, I'm just be honest. If you looked at their bracket, I don't see anybody beating them.
No, it's really, I mean, and that's so crazy because it really is like a battle for second.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like I mean, look, anything can happen. It's the NCAA tournament. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Right.
But right now, it's a battle for second. It's a battle to see who. It's really a battle to see who South Carolina is going to play to so they can hold the trophy up. That's really it. And I'm like, anything can happen, but yeah, but that also is part of the reason that makes this bracket so interesting, because if you took South Carolina out of it,
mm-hmm.
It's a bunch of fights.
Yeah, it's still going to be a good tournament. But it's like if you see those ladies come out of their region, well, it was fun while it lasted. That's kind of the attitude. That's fun, Good to be here. It's a good, it's just, and they're deep too. That's the scary part.
Yeah, you
they're
don't
like
get a break.
super deep.
You don't get a break.
No, I'm
You
like,
really
God.
don't.
Um,
It reminds me of the old UConn era, type of
speaking of UConn,
that. Oh,
old Gino was kind of ticked off because they didn't get a 1 seed. And in Gino Auriemma fashion, went to the media and said, if our name was not UConn, we would have been a number 1 seed. Basically throwing shade at the committee, saying the only reason you did that is because we're UConn. Well,
yeah, it's like you did that to as far as hate. It was hate, and it's like,
and I'm like, Gino, where have you been for the last 15 years? Gino,
have you not had control of the number 1 seed for
thank you.
the vast majority of
I'm like, 1 year you guys don't have a number 1 seed, and you guys just hate on UConn. What? Really, bro? Seriously?
hate would have been UConn being placed at like 5. If UConn was like a 5 or 6, then it would have been like, okay, because everybody would have been in an uproar. It'd been confused, like,
yeah, they'd have been like, this ain't right. Now,
who hurt you? What? Why would you do that?
Now, UConn did struggle because of injury. Now, let it be known, they struggled because of injuries. But they didn't have a quote unquote typical UConn like year. They didn't have and this is the part that irritates me. Again, we just talked about a 5-loss team over in the men who they're the overall number 1, right? UConn lost 5, and they're number 2 seed.
It's a lot tighter, yeah.
Yeah, that's how serious these teams are. That's how good these teams are. I mean,
really is it like
you lose 4 or 5 games, you can't be a 1 seed with these.
No.
With a Stanford and a South Carolina roaming around out, you just can't be.
Like, I mean, he can be mad because obviously he's a human, free will. You can be as mad as you want, but like logically speaking, you really can't be mad at that.
I think he should be happy that they weren't a 3. I think he should be happy they weren't a 3. Straight up. And last time I checked, correct me if I'm wrong, they did play South Carolina this year, right?
I believe so.
They lost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they lost. They lost.
Yeah.
So
that's what it looked like.
I mean, and then they turned right around the next game and lost to Marquette. That's not number 1. That resume doesn't say number 1 at all to me. I don't know. Maybe Gino was just running off at the mouth. I don't know. And he just felt like, and they lost to St. John's. I think Gino just was running off at the mouth, and he's lucky they weren't a 3 seed because the committee would have been justified if they would have sat him down for a 3. But, neither here nor there.
Yeah. If anything, you might have gotten the 2 because you're UConn.
Exactly. Exactly. That's
like,
what.
Yeah, you go to the media and be like, "Oh, the only reason why." No, you're right for the wrong reason. Though. like you're right. Your statement is actually right, but the way you're looking at it, your perception of it, not necessarily. I mean, because you got to look at it, like you said, they didn't have the greatest of seasons. I mean, they did have a good season. It wasn't the greatest of seasons, but they also were kind of derailed by injury.
It's like you said, it works in an opposite, because if they weren't UConn and they were 29-5 and lost to those same teams, they wouldn't be a 2.
They wouldn't be a 2.
They wouldn't be a 2.
No.
They wouldn't. No way in the world.
So it's like, no, be happy. You actually got UConn favor.
Yeah, exactly.
In all honesty.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you looking at the conference that you're in, the fact that you are UConn, I think, hey, look, they might have actually taken the fact that they did have injury issues during the season into account to put you there.
which they shouldn't. But anyway, a loss is supposed to be a loss. That's what they say, but clearly that's what they did here with UConn. So, NFL free agency. You've got to love this. You've got to love the start of free agency. You got to, because you see, not only do you see players play musical chairs, you also see some of the most outlandish contracts that make you scratch your head and say, how
and why?
And why? and what? Don't forget the what.
Oh yeah.
What? The what comes first?
Because we already know the who, and it's like, what? Why? Yeah.
And some of them, okay, you're like, okay, yeah, I can see that. But there's a lot of these, and they can't officially sign until tomorrow at 4:00 because, free agency doesn't officially start until tomorrow.
Yeah.
But, and I know what you're going to say. And before you say it, I just try to be nice. Out of all of the supposed signings, which is the most ridiculous so far?
The most ridiculous? Derek Carr getting paid, period. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Derek Carr. I understand New Orleans is desperate. You need a quarterback. Look, we got Jameis Winston and the Red Rocket. I get it. But you just got a more expensive version of the same thing you already had.
Well, they kept Jameis Winston.
Which my point. At least Jameis Winston had semi of an excuse. He was blind for more than half of his career, and no one knew it. He still.
Oh my God,
Derek Carr.
So not. Sorry.
Yes. No, Daniel Jones gets a pass on this one. Okay? Daniel Jones gets an absolute pass because when I saw Daniel Jones numbers, I said, "What?" Then I saw Derek.
Look, congratulations, Derek Carr. You proved how to steal from the NFL. You proved it's possible.
You're a thief.
You proved it's possible. You can't steal from the NFL.
I don't want anyone to think that I have any personal riff with Derek Carr. I just think he sucks.
Apparently, Vegas.
He sucks.
So some of the notable signings / re-signings, I guess you can say, because some of these, Matt Milano staying with the Bills.
Also, my bad. I don't mean to cut you off, but the Raiders went and just got. Okay. You just.
Oh my God.
And see, you said it. Playing musical chairs, because is Jimmy G not Derek Carr? I'm confused. They even look alike.
Oh my God.
Correct me if I'm wrong here.
Now, okay, I know the amount of money for Derek Carr was outlandish. I get that. But Jimmy G, 3 years, 72 and a half? Am I missing something?
Hey, look. Now, 3 years.
The first year, he's going to collect $24.25 million. That's Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah. Look, Derek Carr just no.
He said, "Still no."
No.
Still
no. No, I can't. I just can't. I mean, it, to me, and I'm not saying that again. I'm not trying to Jimmy G is. At least you kind of got him somewhat cheap.
I mean, but
well, okay, 3 years, 72, right? Okay.
Yeah, but wouldn't you have wanted something better?
Like Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know if you heard or not, but Devontae Adams was not happy today.
Oh, I believe it.
He was not happy. He didn't come out and say anything, Well, he pretty much was like, if I haven't spoken to you in the last 3 weeks,
Yeah, I saw that. Don't.
don't pretty much leave me alone. He's not happy.
Mhm.
If I'm Devontae Adams, I was holding out hope that Aaron Rodgers could possibly come to Vegas. I know in his heart he was hoping for that, and when that didn't happen, he was like, shh.
Yeah, when Aaron went on that darkness retreat and he hadn't heard from him, and
I mean, and then you got to poor Josh Jacobs. He can't escape. He's franchise tag. He's trapped. They won't.
That really is a shame, man. You really got a talent right there, and Derek Carr still found a way to mess that up. Anyway, but like, yeah, Josh, man, wow.
Yeah,
But you do you think Jimmy Garoppolo's going to?
No, I do not. I do no.
But okay, then look at quarterbacks on the market. That also look at quarterbacks on the market that the Raiders have not pushed to try to acquire, which is all of them. Pretty much all valuable quarterbacks on the market. They have not tried. Have you heard of the Raiders are in talks with? Have you heard them flying anybody out anywhere? Have you heard?
Doesn't mean they didn't. No, but we haven't heard it. That doesn't mean they didn't though. You never know. They might. I don't know.
They might have and had to turn right back around because
meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers is holding the whole state of New York hostage.
And New Jersey, yeah.
Well, yeah. You know what? The fact that this man pretty much has informed the Jets that who he wants on the team. If you want to sign me, so far they've gone out.
Are actually going out to do. That's the thing. Like they made significant effort, right? Everybody knew like the Jets are going to do whatever they can do. So because first the target was Lamar Jackson, then it was like, oh, Aaron Rodgers, oh nah, whatever, throw something at it, get his attention. Hey, over here.
But again, here's my thing with Aaron. Again, so far they've already signed Aaron Lazard. Suppose allegedly they are looking at Randall Cobb coming in. They've already, I think they're in the process or have signed Mercedes Lewis. Basically, they've signed the whole Packer offense.
Yep.
To appease Aaron Rodgers.
Which is exactly
what is that telling those young receivers down in New York? What is telling?
Who are good receivers at that?
Very good receivers.
Good. What real good young talent? With the Jets.
What is that telling? Again, we have and
they got to do with Zach Wilson, Mike White, and Joe Flacco.
Yes.
Look. The Jets didn't have but they did pretty good, especially at receiver. They looked pretty. Come on, man, and look at who they did. But we are very well aware of how much Aaron Rodgers loves working with young talent. We know how much Aaron Rodgers just loves working and developing young talent to work and developing chemistry with young players.
If I'm those young receivers, I'm thinking, I know it's a long shot, but I got to find a way out of here.
Hey.
I got to find a way out of here because I don't see Aaron Rodgers giving them the chance they deserve. If you're going to bring in Randall Cobb and you've already brought in Lazard, that's a wrap. I mean, they're not going to see the ball. I mean,
I would say come to Pittsburgh, but in all honesty, I don't think we got the room. Because we got some pretty decent receivers, in all honesty. So, I mean, we got some pretty good receivers.
You need to
you need somebody to throw the ball.
I was about to say, who's going to. This is a two-sided question. You already know the answer, but who's going to be the quarterback in Pittsburgh?
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's going to be Kenny Pickett. So I'm hoping there's like, I mean, look, okay, he had some flashes of good looks. I said flash.
I was about to say flash because I must have blinked and I missed that.
Look, man, let me be optimistic, okay? Jeez, let me look at the light. It's not a big one. Just let me look at the light. Like,
But is Pittsburgh bringing in a backup? I mean, I think that's what you do. I think you bring in a veteran backup. That if Kenny Pickett doesn't make a stride this year, you bring that backup off.
well, you know who could have been that veteran backup and he chose not to be was Ben Roethlisberger. But no,
You can't. You can ask Big Ben to come on. The city of Pittsburgh was his. You can't ask him to come
and the
on.
city of Pittsburgh could have very well still been his. They would have loved it. They would have called him a father figure.
Yeah, he didn't. No, man.
What? He would have got what?
No. Yeah, Big Ben. No.
Teach the young buck, Big Ben. Teach him the ways. You know the ways. Teach him how to steer the ship. Teach him how to steer the ship like you did, Capitan.
I don't know about that one.
I'm just. Like,
I don't know.
No, like.
I don't know.
I just also feel like as an organization, also, Roethlisberger did kind of force it, but he kind of forced the organization to drag their feet in finding the next quarterback. He kind of put them in a situation where they had to drag their feet, and now look at this.
Bro,
I mean, even before,
you could have used the Green Bay Packer method. Just draft a quarterback and make him, have him sit the bench.
We did that. His name was Josh Dobbs. He ended up being a NASA nerd, and that was it. Now he's like an assistant.
No, well, true that, but no, I'm talking about Love.
Oh,
I mean, and he's going to start this year.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
But I mean, he had to wait his, and let's be honest, Aaron Rodgers had to do the same thing with Brett Favre. He had to wait. And so they could have done the Green Bay Packer method, but that's.
But in order to do the Green Bay Packer method, you would have had to have a quarterback that you somewhat thought. We never had that. We never had that. I mean, what? Oh man, what's homie's name? Golly, what's his name? Ohio State.
What, coming out this year?
No. Because I'm trying to think of our who were our backups for a hot second. Because we've ran through quite a few like backup quarterbacks trying to figure this out.
Yeah, I know you're talking about the young man that passed away.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name either. Man,
wow.
I feel terrible.
I feel really bad about that.
I feel terrible as a Buckeye.
Yeah, man. Because, and what?
Dwayne Haskins.
There we go. Yeah, Dwayne Haskins. So we had him for a hot second, I think, if I remember right. And we went through a few quarterbacks that a couple of them that I thought potentially could have been something or done something, and it just didn't work out. But I don't know if some of that's just like attributed to just bad luck or timing, but it definitely, part of it is dragging your feet in the draft when it came to quarterbacks. I mean, like when we need a quarterback, we got Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs is okay. No, he's not. Okay. Kenny Pickett. It's just like I just can't. I get it. Like you struck gold when you got Ben Roethlisberger from Miami of Ohio, which shouts to the Red Hawks. You feel me? Like you struck gold with that. You didn't expect it. I mean, you saw that he had a lot of potential. You didn't, but you couldn't have told me that you knew he was. There's no way.
Yeah.
And now you're kind of like forcing yourself to like recreate the same thing, and you can't. Like you keep going after these quarterbacks. It's like you can't. Can we just take the draft seriously and let the first position that we look at be a quarterback? We just got Pat. Our defense is solid, okay? We're not going there. If they can stay healthy. If they can be healthy.
Yeah. And a lot of that is if you don't leave him on the field for three quarters.
Which is why we need a better quarterback on the offense. I mean, like,
it's
when your defense isn't resting, injuries happen.
I hope Kenny Pickett, man,
guys get tired out. You can't stop somebody from scoring if you can't catch your breath. Yeah. But you should be pretty happy. Stephon Gilmore, you guys are keeping Leighton Vander Esch.
I'm more happy about Leighton Vander Esch because he was a key part in that defense. I think it's important for the defense to, to maintain that, cohesiveness and chemistry. I'm happy. Okay. I'm happy about Stephon Gilmore. I'm not overjoyed. Let's be honest. Stephon Gilmore is 32. Cornerbacks start to decline around that age.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're getting. Okay. We hope we're getting Stephon Gilmore. But we might get a declining cornerback in his. There's a reason they, Indianapolis chose to jump off him for a 5th round. There's a reason. Is the reason cutting costs, or was the reason? Stephon is lost.
Looks like he's losing a step.
Yeah. So
is it possible? Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah, the Colts might be like, he might be losing a step here, but at the same time too, it could be this is Jerry Jones we're talking about here, and Jerry Jones doesn't make moves for long term.
Don't remind me.
Jerry Jones doesn't make long term decisions when it comes to
his name.
JJ.
Oh God.
So this could be like his way of saying, okay, well, you feel me? You get Stephon Gilmore on one side. You get Diggs. You have Diggs on the other side. Mm-hmm. Hey,
sounds great.
Sounds great. It looks great on paper.
If we're getting the Stephon Gilmore, it sounds great. But if not, that's a disaster waiting to happen. Well, the good part is it's only a 5th round, compensatory at that. It's a compensatory. Mm-hmm. So
you didn't give up much to get him. So at least it's.
I mean,
at least, hey,
it's probably the compensatory pick that we got for Amari Cooper. Oh, shade.
Ouch! And I was going to leave that part out. I really was. I was going to leave the whole. I mean, hey, look, we talk about somebody making long-term decisions. You go ahead and offload Amari Cooper, and then he goes to Cleveland
and balls out. And it's not that he balled out. That's not the issue. Issue is he balled out with, and this is not. It's going to sound disrespectful, but it's not disrespectful. He balled out with a okay quarterback. Okay quarterback.
Jacoby Brissett's okay.
Okay, so but that's my point. He had a banner year with an okay quarterback. Like,
okay, but here's my that becomes my question then. If Jacoby Brissett's an okay quarterback, what does that make Dak Prescott? And then why is he getting paid so much?
Well, wait a minute. Clearly, you're not saying Jacoby Brissett is just as good as Dak Prescott.
No.
Oh, okay.
But if Amari Cooper can find more success with somebody, look, come on now. He
didn't find more success with them. I mean, you got to understand, there was nobody else in Cleveland. He had to share the ball with CeeDee Lamb and Dalton Schultz. There's a lot more, and he still had good years in Dallas. The only reason he left, the only reason Jerry wanted him out of Dallas is because he was angry at Amari Cooper. He was saying, I'm gonna show him just who's boss. This is Dallas. This is my town. This is my team. I'm JJ. I'm JJ. I'm gonna show him who's boss. He don't run nothing around here. Stephen, you trade him down there to Cleveland. What can we get? Biff? Oh, we'll take it. Like, who in their right mind would make that? Clearly, you could have got so much more for Amari Cooper. There's no denying you could have gotten more for Amari Cooper. He took the first offer smoking. And of course, the first offer is going to be something dirt cheap, of course. But man, come on. You know, and then it comes out this week. Yeah, I think we made a mistake there. What? It took you a year to figure this out? like it took you a year?
Amari Cooper and Deshaun Watson.
If Deshaun can shake the demons and come back this year, like, and be the Deshaun Watson we knew, that's a scary sight. Mm-hmm. But now here's the interesting rumblings coming out of Cleveland. Do you think Cleveland will trade? And I can't believe that this will happen. But again, in free agency, you never know
until it's announced. You never know.
Do you think they could trade Nick Chubb?
But here's my, me personally, I mean, I think anything's possible, right? Anything is possible.
But Nick,
does it make sense?
No.
There you go.
No.
That's the real question then. Does it make sense to get rid of Nick Chubb right
now? No. Seems like you would shore up that offensive line and let Nick Chubb eat like he, like he normally does. Like, feed him. He's Nick Chubb. I can see you trading Kareem Hunt because he wants out. He's wanted out for a while.
I hope they're not thinking like, oh, if we can offlet like Nick Chubb, we have a chance at Derrick Henry. I'm hoping that's what they're
thinking. If it happens, I'm telling you, I'd be more shocked if the Titans got rid of Henry than the Browns getting rid of you. You're going to let Derrick Henry go? Derrick Henry, Derrick Henry. The Titan offense was Derrick Henry and 10 other dudes. Like that was their offense. It was Derrick Henry and 10 other dudes. That was it. Like, I think the plays were called into Derrick Henry's helmet. Like,
probably.
I think it was called in. They go in the huddle. He's like, me left, me right,
counter, me counter left.
I mean, I would be shocked.
Yeah, I'm just saying because since for the last maybe like week or there's been rumors that there's been talks and that the Titans have been listening to offers, and they just offlet a few players. I mean, of course, like Taylor Lewan, he's getting old anyway, kind of,
yeah.
So it's just like, what if they are just blowing it all up and not necessarily like didn't announce that they're blowing it up? Like they could blow it up and try to start over. So Derrick Henry could very well go somewhere. Even
Wow. And I guess where do you see if this was to happen? who could use him the most.
Oh, I don't care as long as he's not in the AFC North.
And I guess that's what scares me, because you think of teams that need a running back, and the first one that pops in my mind are the Commanders. Like, I'm like, I don't want to see Derrick Henry twice a year. I don't care who the quarterback is in Cleveland. I mean, in Washington. I don't care. I'm scared of Derrick Henry. I'm scared of that man. I mean, that's a monster.
I mean, he's scary. The guy's a freak. Like, you don't usually see guys who are power runners, but also got footwork of a scat back. Like, you don't see that.
You don't see that.
Don't see that.
I don't want to see that. God, I don't want to see that. I could see him in maybe with everything, maybe the Ravens, because I could also see him in possibly Seattle.
Yeah.
So interesting that they are really, this is catching steam, and everybody's talking about, Derrick Henry could be on the move. I'm like, Derrick Henry?
Austin Eckler's also on the market.
Okay, at some point you just got to pay somebody. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about Austin Eckler, because he
deserves it.
San Diego deserves everything they get. You hear me? If they refuse to pay Eckler, and they're gonna let him walk, and you know who is coming to town, man. And you know who is coming to town to be your offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore. You deserve everything that's about to happen to you.
Kellen Moore, Mr. Shoot down the field.
He said, I want to run the ball. Rest my defense.
I like to give my defense a rest. This man just want to slang the ball down the field. Now, I like that, but I like to give people some rest. I'm trying to win football games. He just want to run the score up.
I'm like, okay, they're gonna regret that if they don't come to terms. A lot of times it's just a muscle play from both ends, and they'll come to terms, and he'll get his contract, he'll be there. But you never know. What about Jalen? What about the Dolphins? Outside the organization, the management and owners. Outside of them being trashed, the team looks
that.
Whoa! The team.
And it flew right under people's noses, man. The Dolphins just loaded up.
Man, I'm like, and if this whole Tua situation, I don't know if he's gonna. I don't know if the Dolphins know something we don't know. Is he going to play? Is he able to play? Are they going to let him go? Are they going to trade him? And do they have eyes set on Lamar Jackson? Can you imagine? This is just a hypothetical. There's no reports at all. But can you imagine if Lamar Jackson showed up in Miami?
Yeah, in my opinion, that's the ideal. I think I said that last week. I think would be the ideal. I think that would be an ideal landing spot for Lamar Jackson. Get out of Baltimore. I would think going to Miami. I think that would fit him as a team. Now, obviously, he get hurt. You can't really trust the organization to take care of you, because honestly, like, in my opinion, with Tua, I don't think he's ever going to be the same after what happened to him in Miami.
Nope.
And so, as far as like potential of him. As far as him having the potential to be a starting quarterback or do what, he's going to have to take a step or two back, man, or something, because I don't think he's ever going to necessarily be right after what Miami chose to not do to keep him healthy and safe.
Yeah. That was some scary stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Y'all
sat there and watched the man and then just said, you know what, just leave him out there.
Yeah, that was some scary stuff.
Yeah.
And we've seen players. I mean, players get concussions all the time in the NFL, but you don't really see a lot of the the blowback and the residual from it until they're done playing. And
yeah.
like, you're like, man, he's not right.
Yeah, like you saw that, you could tell like he wasn't right on the field as like, and then you put him right back out there, and it's like what are y'all paying attention to?
They don't. They don't care about the player, and I think that's the thing about Miami. That's why I said the team looks great. The ownership is hot garbage.
Yeah,
it's hot garbage.
They need to, as an organ, that whoever ownership is, they need to just go ahead and sell. I mean, you have a good foundation as a team. The team roster, the depth chart is pretty solid, right? But and you can only control so much of the culture in the locker room. But you know, if from the top end on down, before it gets to the locker room, is not, and I'm not saying that they have to be like they have to cater to the players, but you got to at least care about them.
At a minimum, geez.
Like you have to, like, I'm not saying like, you feel me, like, because what I was going to say was like, you know, they should be, you know, player friendly, but I didn't like that term, you know. But you have to care about your assets.
You're supposed to. It doesn't look like they do. Well, shouts out to the Chicago Bears. Brilliant. Because
that was
brilliant because I really thought they were going to trade. I was like, if they trade Fields right when he's figuring it out, that would be the
dumbest. That would not be. Oh my gosh. And then he's figuring it out, and then he goes somewhere else and blows up.
So instead, they decide to keep Justin Fields, and they turn that number 1 draft pick into the number 9 this year, the number 61 this year. Next year, it's going to be a first rounder next year and a second rounder in 2025. And on top of all that, they bring in DJ Moore.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
That was
a wideout needed.
Man, I
very
mean,
much needed,
and he very much needed, and he needed a fresh
start somewhere else.
Yeah. He needed to change the scenery. He really did. And I'm like, man, I'm looking at the Chicago Bears based on, you know, what we saw middle of the season when Fields was healthy before he, you know, got hurt. I'm looking like
threat. That boy's a threat. That man's a threat. He's a threat.
I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, the Bears look interesting. They look interesting, people.
Might have to start respecting them a little more.
Man, if you didn't respect them already, you need to recognize anybody. If you had to grade outside of the Bears, is there any team that you would pat on the back and say, well, speaking of the Bears, they just lost David Montgomery.
Well then.
So, $18 million for 3 years. He went to the Lions, or is going to the Lions.
Now, Detroit has also been sneaking in some moves.
Yeah, and they are offensive. They were okay. I'm still not a believer in Jared Goff. Let's put that out there. I'm not, okay?
No, but the Lions are, they're putting something together. They're trying. They are trying. And you know, like Miami, they're doing it under everybody's noses.
Yeah, exactly. So so he's headed to Detroit. He'll see his old team twice a year. I guess he saw the writing on the wall because Herbert was a monster down there. I mean, when Montgomery got hurt, he filled in admirably, and I guess he saw the writing on the wall and said, you know, y'all ain't gonna kick me out. I'm gonna leave now. They ain't gonna fire me. I'm gonna leave. That's not how this works, player.
Nah,
David Montgomery, son.
you know who I am.
Shoot. But outside of, I mean, I think one team that outside of the Dolphins, of course, the Bears look great. We already talked about the Detroit Lions, but quietly, I'm gonna pat myself on pat them look because they're my boys. Quietly, I'm glad that Dallas has not. Correction. I'm glad Stephen Jones has not let his father so far ruin this free agency. They did what they franchise tag Tony Pollard. That's a must. They brought back Leighton Vander Esch, Stephon Gilmore for a 5th round, and they brought back Donovan Wilson. So far, good job, Steven. Jerry is not getting this credit.
Jay Cash.
Jerry is not getting this credit.
His name is Jay Cash.
Good job, Stephen.
No, but yeah, the Cowboys. Hey, I felt like that. Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, okay, Stephon Gilmore thing, but it's just like, okay, keep what you have. That's brought solidarity to your team.
Yeah.
And then make additions like the Stephon Gilmore thing. Like even if it doesn't necessarily like material, like I said, it's not. That's obviously not a long-term move. They're looking to make pushes this season
right now.
And next. Yeah. So, if all of that works, or if you guys are able to make like a deep run, it'll be worth it.
Yes, it will. We'll see. New offensive coordinator. Or 2 offensive coordinators. I don't know. There's an offensive coordinator there, but Mike McCarthy's going to call the plays.
Up. Didn't Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy? Wasn't that just an issue? Doug Peterson, Josh Gannon.
I don't know.
All offensive coordinators that didn't call plays.
I don't know.
Still saying that Eric Bieniemy should have probably gotten a head coaching job somewhere, especially if all of the other offensive coordinators, most of the offensive coordinators that came before him, that were under Andy Reid, also did not call plays. Just saying. Just saying.
The NBA playoffs, we are that close, people.
Man,
that close. Like we're 17, 16 games. I've got to point this out. Right now, the Lakers, who before the trade happened, we thought they wouldn't even freaking make the play in. Right now, they're playing the New Orleans Pelicans. The score, and this is not a misprint. The score at halftime was 75-40. It is now 97-71.
Reacquiring D'Angelo Russell was the greatest move you guys could have made this season.
And it almost didn't happen because if we would have gotten Kyrie, oh my God. That's
the best out of this, acquiring D'Angelo Russell, especially with the timing of it,
man. It was
one of the best. That changed the entire dynamic. I mean, even you look at the way Anthony Davis is playing with him on the floor.
Yeah. I mean, it just frees Anthony Davis up. I mean, before the trade, all they did was pack the paint and say all they got is Anthony Davis. If we can stop him, we can beat him. And now they can't do that because you've got D'Angelo lighting them up. You've got freaking who what's his name? I can't even think of his name. The guy from not Minnesota, but Utah. What was Beasley? Malik Beasley. Mm-hmm. He's starting to catch on. Even I mean, if there's just Dennis has looked tough. I was okay. So when I really thought for a minute because
After
Russell
the
was hurt.
80,
Twisted
yeah.
his ankle, yeah. And Dennis played great, and I was like, is he going to bring D'Angelo off the bench? I was starting to wonder that. I was like, man, but hey, Russell has looked pretty darn good. Malik Beasley right now in this game, 7 of 11 from 3.
Well, the Lakers as a team apparently set a franchise record with 15 threes in the first half. So, going back to your point about them only having Anthony Davis and clogging the paint.
Yeah.
Opened up.
15
threes in the first half as a team.
Big time. And keep in mind, this is without LeBron. This is a completely different team. I think out of all of that, the biggest pickup is Jared Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Doesn't score a lot, but he's a
really good presence, man. Yeah, his defensive effort is
He can literally guard maybe, I would say, at least 2 through 5. I don't know about ones. That might be a big task, but he's like
he's not afraid to go out on the perimeter and he has the ability to do so.
He's the glue for this squad. Austin Reeves has been playing big. These are, in my opinion, this is suddenly the deepest team in the NBA.
Suddenly.
Out of nowhere. Suddenly. And I know I called for his head, but Rob Pelinka,
you did your job.
Rob Pelinka finally earned his paycheck.
You know what it was? A lot of people, he got tired of hearing everybody talk about him taking that trip to Disney. Mm-hmm. Oh, so you gonna take a trip to Disney on free? You didn't want to work on free agency? No.
Maybe he was talking to a player and I don't know. Now, ironically, you mentioned Paul Pierce earlier. Paul was on Kevin Garnett's podcast.
Oh, that's where I got the whole Richard Jefferson thing from.
And he says, in his opinion, that the Denver Nuggets could be bounced in the first round. You agree?
I heard him say that. I don't know. No, I don't see it. Look, again, we talk, anything can happen, right? The Nuggets, though, I'm sorry. And I'm not saying that they're unbeatable, but I'm just like, they're not going to get
suspect. They have looked suspect lately.
Yeah, they have. And I'm not going to. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to say they're going to get swept. Getting swept is egregious. That's just. Oh no, man. Will it be? If they don't pull it together, will it be challenging? Oh, absolutely. You're at the tail end of the season. This is the second end of this tail end of the season, and you're not looking gelled as a team. You're not looking very cohesive right now. The game plans aren't working for y'all. It's not the lack of talent or the lack of depth. It's the lack of whatever chemistry or that's not in y'all execution right now.
Yeah.
So it could happen now, but are they going to get swept?
I don't know about swept.
I don't see about that, man. I don't know about swept. But
and I don't see a first round
about getting swept. I don't understand why.
Yeah, I don't see a sweep, and I don't see a first round exit. However, that second round is suspect.
I wonder if Paul Pierce felt that way when they got swept by the Nets. I should not be doing this because I am a Celtics fan and
he still dropped 40. I think he thinks it's a mysterious 40.
It was a team effort 40. That's what that was.
It was a mystery 40.
It was he got some buckets on the bench when he was daydreaming that he thought were real. That's what that was.
Paul, the shots you hit in warm up don't count, bro.
Can we talk about Yeah, I heard that.
They don't count.
No, they do not.
No.
But let's talk about the Kings. 40 wins. What? They're second in the West.
Time for second. Yep. Oh no, correction. No, they're third now. They're a game behind second.
Okay. Still top
Mike,
in the West. The Kings.
Shout out to Mike. You know what? That's
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown. Ever since the whole Cleveland thing. Actually, no, correction. When he got fired from LA, he caught a bad rap. But everywhere Mike Brown goes, there's some level of success
With young talent.
and you gotta give it. Sacramento, when the season started, no one said Sacramento's gonna be that squad.
No one said Sacramento's going to get 40 wins. It's 40 wins?
Yeah,
This is the first time they've gotten 40 wins since what? Oh, what they said, 05, 06?
yeah,
Which was the last time they made the playoffs?
yeah. They and look, this isn't them just making the playoff. They look
Good.
Yeah.
They look good.
if somebody matches up against Sacramento, you got
De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis.
a bonus.
Hey, I said it was it 2 weeks ago? Domantas Sabonis leads the league in double doubles, and no one's paying attention to it.
Nobody.
Now look,
Nobody.
Domantas
It's
Sabonis
daddy.
is leading the league in double doubles. I think at the time he had like 40
He's-
double doubles.
He's the other night, didn't he just get his? I think it was his 5th or 6th triple
Yep.
double.
Mhm.
I mean, like you said, nobody's really paying attention because it's Sacramento. And with I hate to say this, Ja Morant, checked himself into therapy, which was much needed. Thoughts and prayers out to Ja. Hope he gets it, together.
Yeah, please find your peace, bro. Please.
Yeah, man. But without Ja, I know Memphis has been holding it together, but it's different to hold it together against a team for one game. If you're talking a 7-game series, it gets really difficult without your main talent.
And Tyus Jones has been doing.
He's been admirable.
Yeah.
He
I-
has.
But he also understands that he's getting thrusted into a role that, like, you feel me, being Ja or doing his best Ja impersonation is not what's going to get the job done, because like he doesn't have that type of skill set. So he's going into it knowing like, okay, I'm filling in big shoes with resources or materials that I don't have to fill these shoes with.
Yeah. So somebody else is going to have to pick.
Also, they still don't have Steven Adams back, right?
No. And there are whispers.
That's
There are whispers that he may not make it back.
Yeah.
They've missed him since he's been out. I mean, that offensive rebounding was crucial to their success.
And his toughness, I mean, just in general, Steven Adams plays the role of everywhere Steven Adams goes, and regardless of how you want to slice it. No, Steven Adams isn't a scoring big.
He's the enforcer. He knows what he's supposed to be.
That
He's
man,
the enforcer. He loves it. That's the scary part.
yeah, exactly.
He loves it.
Like that's the fun part in him.
Yeah, and without those two, I don't know. And being that Memphis is, if they somehow hold on to the second seed, or even the third, I just don't see them getting out of a second round matchup. I don't. If the playoffs ended you'd have to play in, I guess. Out of those 7, 8, 9, 10 seeds in the West, who do you think come out of those? What are the two teams you think come out of that?
Out of the playing in the West,
Yeah.
Give me a second. Let me look because I want to make sure. I want to make sure I'm truthful and accurate.
Well, you can drop. You know what? You can drop the Pelicans out of there because they're getting worked by the Lakers right now. So at the end of the night,
I wasn't going to put New Orleans in there anyway. No,
Okay.
no. I wasn't going to put New Orleans in there.
You can drop them
OKC has a chance. Obviously, LA has a. Okay, All right. So yeah, New Orleans is gone. Got OKC, LA, Dallas at 8, and they're only a game behind Minnesota.
Yeah, but Luca and that I don't know what's wrong
Yeah,
with his thigh.
yeah.
It, we don't know how long he's gonna be out. And Kyrie, even his foot, I don't know how long. It didn't sound serious with Kyrie, but Lucas might be out a while.
And Dallas is gonna need both of them.
Gonna need them.
Even I mean, period. They're going to need both of them.
Yeah,
because they need the offensive production because they don't really have a defense to not have like we all know Kyrie's one of the most dynamic scorers period in the NBA. Like if he might be like, you feel me, like he can control the show. We've all seen it. He's a bucket. We know it.
Mm-hmm.
He needs Luka has to be there. For Dallas to be successful, they both have to be on the floor. They both have to take the floor. And also they need to, I know they kind of figured it out, but in clutch, close moments, especially when it's towards the end of the game, they need to figure out who's going to start taking them shots.
Yeah,
it's going to be like, hey, whoever's got the ball in their hand, just go ahead and put it up. One of y'all's going to have faith in the other, and the other one's going to have to or something like one of y'all's going to have to take the reins, and the other one's going to have to step back, or I got this one. I feel good about this one. Something.
Or maybe dictate that by the matchup. I mean, some games it may be Kyrie, other games it probably will be Luka. I mean, let's be honest. Luka's a 6'9", 6'8". He's a 6'8" point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't he? I'm like, the matchups he has. I mean,
they're all mismatches because you put a point guard on him, and you see it all. He just back you down.
Yeah, I was watching him play Phoenix one day. I felt so sorry for Chris Paul. Like it wasn't even. It wasn't fair, man. I mean, like, I was like, man, Chris,
you're trying your best.
You're trying,
and you're old,
man. It did not look like Luka chose violence. like he chose violence, and I'm like, man. I think I take the Lakers, and I'm like you said, I don't think Dallas is going to figure it out. I think I'm taking the Lakers and the Wolves coming out of there. I think the Lakers and the Wolves. Yeah, that's what I'm taking.
Unless
something
happens in OKC.
I don't think so. But I am monitoring something that could be potential. It'd be interesting to see if the Clippers. Well, they've won 3 in a row, so I don't know. Let's say if they were to, get back on a losing streak, and maybe one of those play-ins would be a Los Angeles, in Los Angeles team takeoff. One of those things that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting.
That would be cool. That would be nice. It's just because I mean, but even with that, it's just like, what are the Clippers going to do come playoff
time? Can't take days off. So there you go, Kyrie.
No such thing as load management. Yeah. Kawhi and PG going. There's no load management, and the whole thing was with Kawhi was like, hey, we need load management because we need to let him loose come playoff time.
We'll see.
You got to get there first.
We'll see. But I mean, is the Russell Westbrook is that working out for the Clippers? I mean, you
didn't know it's not working out for them.
They've won 3 in a row. They've won 3 in a row.
All right. Oh, okay.
They've won 3 in a row.
Broken clock is right twice.
They beat the Grizz. They beat the Knicks.
Oh my gosh, they beat Dylan Brooks.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean,
not
yeah.
the Presses. They beat Dylan Brooks.
I mean, it's recipe. The recipe is always the same with the Clippers. It's a high dose of Kawhi and PG. Like, I really think Paul George thought Westbrook was going to come in and be a third wheel.
It's not working out.
He's third wheel. He's not even a spare tire at this point. It's just not working out. But I mean, if they can maintain this, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
They can.
Okay, so they beat the Grizz.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen Westbrook's numbers from that?
Yes. They're not. Look, his numbers since he's been
in 34 minutes, he went 4 for 9 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, and only had 9 points.
And to be honest, that sounds great. I mean, for him, that sounds great. I mean, I think the writing is on the wall. I mean, they lost, what was it, 5 straight until they went on this little run. So the run could be just a fly-by-night thing, and they could get back to their losing ways. I mean, they lost to some good teams. They lost to the Kings, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Warriors, and then the Kings again.
So is the formula, is it that the Clippers can be successful with Russ as a point guard as long as he only takes less than 10 shots a night? It's as long as he takes 10 shots or less a night.
Yeah, I don't see him taking any more than definitely not more than 10.
Well,
5 might be his limit.
I was just saying, hey, he in the last 3 games. Okay, so in Memphis he put up 9. Let's see, against the Raptors. Against the Raptors, he went. Let's see, box score. Just saw it though. Against the Raptors, he went 3 for 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see, against the Knicks, 3 for 8. All less than 10 shots.
Less than 10. Maybe that's the.
And his assist numbers aren't crazy. Like against the Knicks, he only had 3. I think if I remember right, against Minnesota, he had 8. And then against not Minnesota, Memphis, he had like 8. And then against the Raptors, he may have had 7. And now this is
the Knicks. He only had 3.
This is in 20. This is in between a 22 to 34 minute time frame on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, he only played 23 minutes against the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
7 points, 3 assists, 5 boards, and a steal. Not great.
They aren't great numbers. So it's like, oh, it looks like it's working because the Clippers are, like you said, they've won 3 in a row, right? And he's been on the floor for a large part of it. He's really just been a presence. He's really just been there. He's the.
It looks like they're content with playing Eric Gordon at the point. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I really don't trust him. If that's your recipe, Eric Gordon at the point, because he's not a point guard. He's nowhere, not even close. If that's your recipe, good luck. Good luck, Clipperland. More power to you. More power to you. The WNBA.
More power to okay.
more. Hey, look, he's not in LA. Well, he's in LA, but he's not. He's on the other side. He's on the other side.
Look, it's your.
He's on the other side. It's not the Lakers.
I mean, okay. If I told you that your wing combo was PG and Kawhi, like, oh, okay, that is solid. That is nice.
When they're playing, yes.
But you're
yes. When they're playing,
but your point guard combination. You're starting your backup point guard are Russ and Eric Gordon.
What was the whole reason for bringing in Bones? I thought he was going to be the.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, Bones is more of a 2 anyway.
That's true. That's true. But shoot, so is Eric Gordon. I mean, and apparently he's a 1-2. Check.
Bones Highland is and that's the thing. If like, I would think that you brought him in for shooting.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But apparently, so it looked like this is desperation. It looked like the Russ experiment isn't what they thought it was going to be, and they're out of desperation. They're like, "Hey, you playing point?" And Eric Gordon is probably like, "Okay, you know, I get the rock. I'm shooting. I mean, I'm shooting. I mean,
gosh, man, that's just
the WNBA. So a lot of movement in the WNBA. That's not my issue. Here's my issue. I don't know if you caught it, but the first game of the new upcoming season will be the Phoenix Mercury and the LA Sparks.
I did not see this. Okay.
That's gonna be the first game. Of course, Brittany Griner makes her return to the court
After
after her imprisonment in Russia. But she's gonna make a return to the court. My issue is this. Do you know what time the game starts by any chance?
I feel like no, but it's a WNBA game, so I feel like it's like 2 in the afternoon, maybe 3.
That would be absolutely phenomenal if it was, but it's not. I'm gonna let you try again.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm gonna let you try again because I feel you're. I feel, you know, you're on the cusp of. No, you'll never figure it out. you'll never figure it out.
It's like
there's.
It's like a 5:30 a.m. game or something.
It might as well be freaking.
Oh my goodness! Now I really have to go and look.
Well,
oh my!
Seriously, all jokes aside, it must well be. I don't think that's not the start time. But
11 p.m.
So yeah, 11 p.m. So here's my thing. Number one, why? Number two, if you want, okay.
Well, I guess it's on the West Coast, so I guess that's like 7 o'clock. That's 8 o'clock. That's 8 o'clock to them.
I don't.
That's no.
11 o'clock.
Yeah,
I guess that's like a 10:30
Eastern. That's 8 Eastern.
But still, but here's the thing: the NBA has a following, a huge following.
Oh wait, as a matter of fact, no. So that would wait. So it's unless it's at 11 p.m. Eastern, which I hope not, because you know ESPN usually kind of they kind of correct the times for the. Oh wow! Like for what time zone you're in, they usually. So if it's
I hope it's Eastern. If it's not,
if that's 11 p.m. Eastern. Oh my god! Yeah, I hope that's 11 p.m. Eastern. If that's 11 p.m. Pacific time, oh, you know, I'm going to sleep. Now I'll already be asleep. I will already be asleep. What day is this?
I'm like
Sunday. I'll be asleep.
The night. I'm like I can see a 10:30 game in LA if the Lakers are playing. Huge following, but the issue is the WNBA already doesn't get a lot of viewership. All right, they don't get a lot of viewership. If you want people to watch the game, you cannot, and I repeat, cannot have this game at 11 o'clock. And I hope it's Eastern. I'm pretty sure it's Eastern. It's got to be. It better not be Pacific. It better not be. It's got to be 11 p.m. Eastern.
Either way, the mass consensus about it, which is, I mean, at least for the mass consensus about it, it's going to be a lot of people who wouldn't mind watching the WNBA, right? But they also going to be like, it's Sunday at 11 o'clock. I got to work in the morning. I'm not watching. I'm not staying watching the WNBA game.
Exactly. Yeah, and I don't think that helps. And it
does not help. In fact, it actually makes it makes it worse. Like it almost furthers like some WNBA players like argument, you know, like, but because how are you going to get views with weird like slot times and that's all the games have weird television slot times unless they're on ESPN and they're like premiered like prime time games or whatever. But
that's a game out of all of those games that are played on that day. That's a game I think everybody wants to see.
Yeah.
Brittany Griner makes her return, and you slot it for 11 o'clock. I'm like, who made that decision?
Yeah, like it's not a late night movie, bro. We're not.
I don't know about that, but
I guess they don't expect for a lot of people on the East Coast to want to watch it anyway. I'm assuming. I really don't understand. I don't understand that. I don't. And you know what that shows? That shows how much the networks respect the WNBA. That's
Exactly.
It's like the networks don't respect the WNBA.
Yeah, we're gonna show everything. No one's gonna be all right. Throw the WNBA on there. Like after golf and
like they had the full TV schedule and networks had the full schedule. They like, all right, we got this, and this, and then they looked over at the board and were like, we forgot.
That is
we forgot something.
That I'm not understanding. And I was actually looking forward to this season with the WNBA because a lot of movement, a lot of players. I'm really interested in seeing the New York Liberty. They're pretty much just. I mean, stacked is not the correct term to identify the New York Liberty. I'm still trying to. Sabrina Ionescu. They've got Brittany Stewart. Brianna Stewart now. Courtney Vandersloot. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah. I talk about being loaded, right?
I'm like, golly, Jonquel Jones there. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
I don't know how. Like, talk about loading up. Like that's unfair.
That's
unfair.
It's unfair. That's 100%.
That's a WNBA title. That's a WNBA title.
If he put it like this: if they don't, man, great.
Jerry Jones, Jay Cash has said a lot of times, all right, I am willing to spend an embarrassing amount of money to win me. That is how you spend an embarrassing amount of money to win a championship.
That's how you do it.
That is how you do it.
Man.
Man.
I'm like, oh my God. Like
unfair. See, the difference between that and South Carolina is like South Carolina had to recruit. They was like, you want this? Hey, you want this? Hey, come here. Like, oh my gosh, that roster's unfair. It's unfair.
It's almost, you know what? I got shades of the whole Brooklyn Nets situation when Kyrie, Kevin Durant, and James Harden went. That's kind of like they got together in the offseason and was like, let's all play together. Okay, where do you want to go?
Let's just do it.
Yeah, let's go to New York. Let's do it. And it's crazy. I'm really looking forward to see. I'm looking forward to see the Aces my girl. You know, I know she's up there in age, but you cannot deny the GOAT, Candace Parker. I refuse to deny. I don't care how old she is. I think she's 36.
She's still working.
She's still working.
Still working.
So I'm interested to see how, you know, what goes on down there, and definitely interested to see how the Sparks, you know, they kind of retooled a little bit. You know, they've still got, you know, the you know, they've got two sets of sisters now. I can't call them the sisters anymore, because you've got both Chanae and Mecca are there, yeah. But you've also got Katie Lou and her sister. I forget what her sister's name is, but you know, they're both down there. So, but you know, the Iguamaques are still there. They brought in, you know, Dearica Hamby. It looks like they got a little more athletic. So I'm interested to see what they do. But I'm you know, just don't, come on, WNBA. We got to do better with the scheduling. And yeah, I don't know the reason. There's got to be a good reason. I think.
Yo, if there was a G League, if they televised the G League, I'm pretty sure they would give them better slots than they gave the WNBA. And that's not, I mean, I'm just saying, man, that's crazy.
11 p.m., yo. 11.
Man, I'm sorry, bro. I'm on a Sunday?
Do you know what time that game's going on?
Oh, that game's going to be on till like 2:30.
No, sir. And like you said, people got to work the next day. They're going to be like, man, I'm out.
11 p.m. on a Sunday. Well, you can't do it Saturday night because of the fight.
Well,
that wouldn't have been surprising.
They did it on a weekend, or you know, a weekend where there's a holiday showing up or something.
Yeah, they're like, because Edwards Usman 3 is this weekend, so they definitely wouldn't have been able to do that on Saturday. But Sunday at 11, that's just disrespectful. That's literally like, okay, yeah, like you forgot that you had something, that a time slot to fill with this event, and you were like, we kind of filled everything. We have to fill it at 11.
Yeah, that's crazy. So everybody's favorite golfer, Tiger. Just when we thought he, you know, got his stuff together, and you know, he's recovered from that accident. Back in the news.
He got it together. He said he needed better NDAs.
Oh my God!
He got it together. He didn't get it together the way we thought. It was like, oh, he's mentally different. No. He got better NDAs. He's still him.
You want to be with me? You got to sign this, girl.
You got to sign this to keep your mouth shut.
You got to sign a non-disclosure agreement to be with Tiger Woods. And apparently his ex is, I don't know what happened, because she signed this non-disclosure agreement, she can't legally talk about anything. So she's going to court to sue him, so she can talk. There's a part of me that's like, man, I hope she wins, because I want to
know exactly.
I want to know what went.
Yeah, I really want to know what happened. Like, and because I'm not like, you know, I'm not saying like, oh, I want to know about like abuse or nothing like that, but I really want to know the story.
Oh my gosh!
Like, Tiger Woods went from having a wife and then having like 200 side chicks, right? And none of them ever call him abusive.
Man.
And I'm just saying, like, his wife ain't never say that, or his ex-wife. None of those side chicks came out and said anything like that. You feel me? So, like, what did he do?
Well, her lawyer, this is the interesting part. Her lawyer is trying to invoke federal laws that basically invalidate the non-disclosure agreements in cases of sexual harassment or sexual assault. So if he's trying to invoke that, it sounds like we're about to hear a sexual harassment or sexual assault claim.
That's deep.
That's super deep.
Especially for Tiger, who's worth like what, $1.1 billion?
None of that means anything if you're in jail. I'm just none of all that. I mean, for her to go to court so that she can speak. Nah, if it was something little like he cheated, she wouldn't care.
Yeah. No, she's fighting.
Yeah.
For the opportunity to speak. There's something to that. I believe. I agree. Like, there's something to that. And I do want to know what it is. It's just like.
And supposedly the form that the attorney filled out. Oh my goodness, the form that he filled out. The question said, "Does this case involve allegations of sexual abuse?" And the attorney's answer was yes.
Oh man, that's a lot. So yeah, we're looking at potentially a. Oh man. No man, that's obviously we can't unpack a whole lot because we don't know anything outside of what's been said about, Tiger actually being sued by his ex, so she can speak, and what's been, what the forms or whatever. Like, we can only unpack so much from that until we actually hear some sides of a story, and that's kind of the scary part.
That's the scary part, because if those allegations are true, man, I mean, I guess he didn't learn his lesson when he got whooped up by a golf club, by his ex-wife. You ain't learned your lesson, did you?
You one of the greatest golfers of all time, and your wife got a better drive.
Oh my God,
bro! She was swinging that mug from the hip. She said,
"Oh my God, oh Lord, man, another show down, another show down." Or catch us every Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. Y'all, we gonna recap the week in sports.
As long as they keep doing stuff and giving us something to talk about, we gonna be here talking about it. I tell you what.
And something's telling me, this is just a thought. I think they're gonna give us thought.
Just it's a feeling. It's in the air. I feel like
something the dart. Just take my dart. Did I hit it? Yeah. They're gonna give it to us. They are doing us. They are helping. Look, they are helping us so much right now because
they're making it so easy, and I wouldn't have thought it. Like, well, hey, yeah, I did. I would not have expected to. Thank you, Sports World, for making this easy for us, and thank you for watching. We are available on all platforms where you can get your podcasts. We're also available on YouTube. You feel me? The Go Ahead Show. Look it up. Follow, subscribe. You feel me? We're on Twitter. We on Insta. We're on Facebook.
Oh my God.
We're everywhere. Okay. We on some stuff I ain't never even heard of before. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Real talk.
You can't say you can't find us.
Facts, because some of those platforms are like, "Who? Hey, we on there."
Oh, we there. So if you say you can't find us, we're on Audible. Okay, we about to be. What?
Man, we are there.
You can read it. You can read an audiobook and listen to us. You ain't even gotta buy credits to listen to us.
Oh man, it's for real.
So respect it. We
Oh my God, man, my stomach hurt.
Love us.
Oh man, yeah. Be sure to follow us and subscribe, y'all. We are out of here. Catch us next Tuesday, same bat time, same bat channel. And we are officially, this is number 3, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's here.
It's number 3, y'all. Hey,
first time they weren't sure. The second time they might have been in this thing. This is 3rd now. This is 3. You got
this is number 3.
Put some respect on our name, all right? All 3 of these episodes, all right? You got to put some respect on us. All right,
put some respect on our name. Put some respect. We out, y'all.